Hey everyone! Welcome to Dyson Dynamics, a bunch of fucking weird people who think they're really good at what they do, but we just make funny voices. Um, I am introing today because, as you can see behind Jason, our DM in the top corner is moving. He has packed all of his shit, so hopefully he lost his notes, and we survived it tonight.
No, fortunately, the notes for Dyson Dynamics are hosted by Evernote, the sponsor of tonight's session. Not really.
Please.
Could be.
Yes, please call me Evernote. I really do use your product. Um, so, anyways, last we left our heroes, they took a jaunt out to Little Kalimshan, a settlement of one-time refugees who are now doing their part in taking care of the refugees of this current refugee crisis of those from Eltegard. While you were there, you met Rilsa, the de facto mayor of Little Kalimshan, as well as the swords instructor, who you are hoping to coordinate with Wondermaker Jacques to sort of put you in contact with the forge that he uses for the swords that he teaches his fighting style on. To extract Tarina and her roommate from the Elf Song Tavern out to Little Kalimshan so they can go further inland after seeing something that terrified them out at sea. Additionally, after you were done all that, you took a little trip down to the Splurging Sturgeon to catch a little bit of lunch, where you were promptly interrupted by Captain Zodge, the Flaming Fist captain who had effectively impressed you all into service as investigative adventurers. Um, did I miss anything?
I think you got it. That's pretty much it.
All right, and with that, we will pick up right exactly where we left off, where Zodge had just made himself known to you, stating that I believe that he said he didn't expect to see you all here, or something akin to that.
Oh, Zodge! So interesting that you're here. You know what? I shouldn't be surprised. Every seafaring vessel needs a chum bucket. What are you doing here? Where's Obek? Or is he out back in the dressing room?
Oh, no, no. Yeah, hey, I suppose it wouldn't be too uncommon for you to find me here. I do like to check in on the businesses in the area that I oversee. This being said, would you mind if I joined you all? I've heard
Well,
that you've been making some excellent progress on the two maiden statues murders.
I
we.
I would very much mind, but I have a feeling that it's not going to matter.
No, you know what, Silkez? We should receive him. We should make this a pleasant sitting experience for Zodge. We should delight him and entertain him with all of our winning personalities.
Oh, well, I'm so tickled that
You
you
know
would
what?
feel that
Take a
way.
seat by me. All of the other spots are taken, so I left this one right here.
Oh, he will grab a chair from another table, drag it loudly across the floor, like, and spin it around and sort of straddle it and sit on the back like this and look at all of you. So now what have you all found out about those murders? I gave James quite a number of leads I wanted him to follow up on.
Well, um,
It's been a bit hard seeing as we were denied, passage to the evidence locker, which would have been very helpful on the first one. But, given that we were able to go to the crime scene, we deduced that whoever decided to mess up the apartment was already in the apartment.
Interesting. Now, I've got good news for you, though. You should be able to get into that evidence locker no problem now. I've cleared my part of the case, and I just didn't want anybody getting their fingers in business that might be interesting to Duke Porter.
What part of the case were you investigating?
Ooh. The murder of the woman at the maiden statues. And he'll say, now, I know none of y'all are divination types, are you?
Hold on. I need to check my spells.
I've dabbled in it, oracle cards, tarot cards, gut reading.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'd like you to tell me, what do you think the headline of the Baldur's Mouth for tomorrow morning is going to be? You can take as much time as you need, or pull out whatever implements it is you use to divine.
Is it something that's going to be aggrandizing you?
Oh, no. Of course not. I've got an advanced copy if you're interested.
Of course you do.
We are. I'm interested.
Ooh. All right. Oh, well, y'all don't need to sound so excited. And he will reach into the pocket of sort of his coat and pull out. It's not the full paper. It is truly just the front and back page. And he'll unfold it. It's been folded like multiple times. It's not just a humorously large pocket or anything like that. And he'll do his best to flatten it out on the table. And it says, at the top of the newspaper in large letters, it says, "Woman victim of the maiden statue murders. Cultist? ? Rat catcher. Period."
Rat catcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna be... You might have to read the article, but what it's getting at is we were able to find some cult paraphernalia on this victim, in this victim's personal effects, and she's a rat catcher.
The thing that all three victims had in common, so the first guy we dig into, he's a fisherman, something like that. Like, he works at a warehouse. It ain't big. It ain't important. Second body's out living in the refugee camp.
Well, I didn't know that. Where'd you come by that information?
Very good sleuthing.
I see. What was it about that you found inside the refugee camp?
I'm on another thing.
Anyways, all right. We can circle back
let her
around.
finish her thoughts first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The second body was found. The body was found by the maiden statue. But the alleged crime scene was found. One moment, sorry.
You did order all those tequila shots, Jeremy. You need to take your time.
I did. I ordered 5, and then I mixed them into the margarita.
Whew. My word.
Mama drinks like every time it's a competition, and I'm competing against myself. Currently, I'm winning. So the second guy's possibly killed in a tent in the refugee camp, also not of high standing, right? The third woman's a rat catcher. What do all three of them have in common besides being dead? Come on. I got a big audience here. Don't leave me. Come on.
Outliers of society.
Bingo. I don't know what that's telling me.
Honestly, if the woman who was Ratcatcher found with cultist paraphernalia, the entrance is likely in the sewers. Does Baldur's Gate have sewers?
Is that a thing here?
Oh, it most certainly does have sewers, and you know who is in charge of those sewers. Thelmara Van Thamper, who is running against my boss, Duke Dillard Porter, for Grand Duke if for some reason we don't find older Ravengard in the next week. I have created some great campaign material for Commander Porter with this case. And oh, if I'm not going to get a promotion when he wins.
So Miss Van Thamper is in charge of the sewers and therefore the rat catchers.
Ah, yes indeed.
Well, such
Good
shame
show.
not fit-
Good show. You see the hook and the dancer that was on stage getting.
I missed that. Whatever. It'll happen again.
Every 15
Every
minutes?
20 minutes, I think you said?
Yeah.
20, 15. It's flexible.
Right, yeah, flexible. Funny word to use.
So, I would assume you're implicating her. Not directly, of course, never directly. But the article itself is doing so.
I mean, I'm not saying she's responsible for the murders. I'm just saying that a piece like this, and he'll pat the paper, it's bad politically for the person who's supposed to be looking over the rat catchers. You don't see Flaming Fist soldiers getting caught with cult paraphernalia. Dillard Porter is running a tighter ship, and I'm sure Kathir Jasso, and not that we're worried about Belin Stelmane, but I'm sure that Jasso probably has some, I don't know, cultist accountants or something working for him.
Well, that is rather interesting. How did you come across... I'm assuming that was part of your investigation, but... What really drew you to the murder of the woman in particular? Was it just the cult paraphernalia? Was there anything else your investigation seek to uncover?
Well, the fact that she was a rat catcher stood out to me as potentially interesting information for my boss's political campaign.
Of course.
Whether she was a cultist or not was neither here nor there. The line could have been, oh, Thelmara Van Thamper fails to protect her employees from the wretched cults of Baldur's Gate, or Thelmara Van Thamper employs those of the wretched cults from... It's not going to matter. The headline. He's very proud of himself.
You look so
Implication.
charming like that. When you're all high spirited.
Why, thank you. I'm quite tickled.
Oh, you know the Elf Song Tavern?
Oh, familiar. Not one of my regular establishments, but familiar.
Supposedly the song is back.
Can't imagine why that would be. Though similar rumors happened not but a couple years ago, and as it as it turned out, they just installed some sort of machine to sing the song.
Mm-hmm. What else? What else? Let's see.
While this is happening, Marty's going to go ahead and take out some of her tinkering and sort of like work on it aimlessly.
Okay.
So, the crime scene, the one that involved Hamlin, the one who worked at the docks. Something was thrown at him. We believe it to be like a dart, but we weren't able to figure out what it was
Oh.
because we weren't allowed into the evidence locker. Do you have any clue as to what that might be?
Well, I would imagine it was the rose-like implement that they pulled out of the wall.
Interesting, interesting. I would like I will say that once Zaj made himself like present, Silk has pushed the rose like just into his breast pocket like has anything been found out about that rose?
Yeah, we're fairly familiar with them. We've run across them a couple times. It's brought them into evidence, and normal. We figured they were a decorative implement of some kind or some sort of stylized calling card, but they blink from time to time. It's odd.
No connection has been made for that, I'm assuming.
No, fortunately, we don't really have the type of we don't really have a good spellcaster on staff, and frankly speaking, Ramseth is very difficult to get a hold of. Okeb tried casting Identify one time. It didn't really pan out from a scroll. Yeah.
Interesting.
So we're not quite sure. We're figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. What kind of cult paraphernalia did you find on the woman? We tried to look over the crime scene, but I'm assuming it was all taken.
It was a pendant sewed into the lining of her bag.
Pendant for the Cult of the Dead 3, I'm assuming?
Triangle with the circle and the skull.
Yes. Was that all?
I don't have dice in them. I'll just pull up a dice roller.
You gotta roll.
Oh no! That's no good.
It's no good.
He's no good.
What?
Olin's enjoying his like 4 different alcohols in one drink.
He says, "No, not that. Nothing else has stood out to me. Just the icon." At which point, the food that had been ordered will hit the table.
Oh, thank God. And, I'm so sorry to bother you, Joseph. All right, here, listen to me very carefully. I'm going to be wanting a Shirley Temple. I don't want any of that modern adjustments. I want straight Shirley Temple. If it has a stupid name, just a Shirley Temple, whatever that looks like. And then on top of that, I want 2 shots of vodka. Okay.
All right, I can do my best.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Oh, that's right. I ordered the starfish. Something. Ooh, there is a lot of ginger on there.
Can I have some?
Oh, certainly.
Well, anyways, it has been an absolute pleasure seeing you all. I am so happy I got to relay this news to you. But I also do need to go talk to Commander Porter about the good news.
You said an icon?
Yeah, the like their religious icon.
So the Cult of the Dead 3 has a pendant and an icon.
It's one and the same. It's the triangle with the circle with the skull over the circle. It represents Bane Ball and Micrel.
Oh,
Bane,
okay.
Bane Ball and Micrel. Each element is one of them. That's my
I understood that.
understanding.
I was not sure whether or not the icon was separate from the pendant or.
No, I just using different terminology.
Real quick, you said Duke Porter, and then you said Commander Porter. Are them two different?
So, they're one and the same. Technically, I believe his term would be Duke Commander Dillard Porter, because he is a Duke of Baldur's Gate, but he is also the commander of the Flaming Fist. Now, if he were to, say, be elected in Commander Older Ravengard's state, he would take Commander Older Ravengard's title. Grand Duke Commander.
Seems lengthy.
It does get a bit out of hand, but you know, it is fun to listen to your own introduction when you have a bit of a title in front of your name.
I do agree.
There you go.
Thank you for your
well,
time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we will be able to get into the evidence locker now, right?
Yeah. Feel free to swing by, and he will take out a piece of parchment and start scratching on it, and then like motion at you, Marty. You have some?
Oh, I was curious if you found any cool coins. I have a collection going.
I can't say I collect coins myself. Know that we find them a lot at murder scenes, though. You're talking about the ones with the skulls on them, I'd imagine.
I've heard about those, but I hear they're very interesting.
Yeah. If you're going down to evidence, we got a box of them. Take a look.
Good to know. Thank you.
And he will present forward a piece of parchment. Well, it has been a pleasure. It was a happy accident that we found ourselves here, but it was a good exchange of information, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you all find out next. And
you too, Zaj. Be careful now. Don't hit yourself on the way out.
no, that's all right. I won't. Don't worry. I'll have them get the door for me, and he'll turn and walk away. On the piece of paper which he handed you is a handwritten note signed by Zaj, basically stating, please allow the bearer of this note entrance into the evidence locker.
Marty kind of gives it over to Silkos or Jeremina.
Thank you.
And what Marty had made from the sort of broken clock, like pocket watch that she had like taken apart and put back together, was the object that emits a recorded message that can be heard up to 10 feet away. And she will just have that in her pocket, just in case he decides to blabber his mouth again.
Zaj does like running his mouth. This is accurate.
Once Zaj is a decent ways away, Silkez is going to turn to Jeremina and go, "You are not allowed to talk to him.
Need to do?
You're not allowed to talk to him when you're 5 tequila shots in."
What? No. Okay, that's fair. In my defense.
Yes?
I'm thinking of it. Give me a second.
So, from what he told us, we can presume that while there's probably cultists among the Flaming Fist, but more than that, there are whatever these ball spawn are. If it's glowing every so often, if certain people approach it, that means there's something in the Flaming Fist.
Yeah.
And if it's demon related, that could be implicated.
That would be interesting.
So, great.
Bear
The
with
woman.
me.
Yes.
We should go talk to Vampira Thalmira.
Van Thumper?
Yeah, because it would be interesting to know if she has anything going on with them sewers. We can bring the rose by her and also let her know what Zaj is trying to do. Street smart.
I agree.
Now I got something unrelated to say. Olin, dear.
He's
You-
got she's got her hand on his shoulder.
I'm reaching across the table for you. My arms aren't long enough to reach you. I'm reaching for you.
He'll lean forward and he'll put his hand out to you.
I clasp his forearm and I bring him close. You know what we need to do?
Yes.
We need to make hooch.
Who?
Marty,
No.
Yeah.
have you ever made hooch?
Who?
No.
It's alcohol.
Yeah, it's alcohol. Strongest thing ever. They say moonshine strong, but I've made hooch.
Who?
And it.
Joseph swings by. You're looking for Hooch?
Who?
He's not in today.
Oh no, him. He's good guy. He talked too. He good.
I take it you're not looking for Hooch. My bad.
No,
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
no. So usually it's made in a toilet, one that you're not using.
What?
It's alcohol.
You want to make alcohol in toilet?
Yeah.
You can make it in a toilet. You can make it in a bathtub. You can make it using
Why
almost anything.
why do we use toilet? They bring it.
Because it's
Joseph
it's
bring
like,
alcohol.
It's like ethanol. It will just kill you. It is just straight.
No, this
poison.
alcohol is good.
No.
It don't kill you.
No. We want that. You want that. You are drinking a concoction that I would have drank if I went to college. Now we got Marty here. Marty's smart. Marty's good with the mechanics. I know that if we got you tools, you could make something that would just.
He's gonna start speaking Elven to Silkas. Is she okay?
No.
Does she need to
I
go
know
to
that word.
sleep or something?
I personally think she might need a couple more shots, her son to come over, and her husband to die. But none of those things are going to happen anytime soon.
I also recognize that word.
Which word?
Husband. I know that word.
Oh, yeah, he's a great man.
Don't lie, Owen.
I try to be funny, okay? I'm sorry.
Let's keep it in the back of our minds, and we'll go back to the original discussion. But I'm saying group bonding activity.
What was discussion?
We'll get alcohol at the end. Bonding. Did I mention the bonding?
Yes, you did mention the bonding.
We'll be creating something together.
I mean, I have worked with a pressure cooker, and I guess it's more of a still. I do know some base. I have worked with like a pressure pot and like cooking and like a little bit within my tinkering. I mean,
My younger brother would absolutely know what to do. He's all about this kind of science stuff.
Yeah, potions are a little bit. I guess it's not really a potion. I mean, I. Be kind of fun to experiment.
Yes. Oh, Marty, you are a beautiful soul constructed by the angels or whatever.
What the fuck?
So, Joseph,
Very
Yeah.
tempted
Oh.
to drink this.
I want you to get me something that tastes like alcohol, but is
I am
90%
right here.
water and or juice.
All right, what you're gonna
I'll-
want to do?
I will do my best.
Thank you. And then give it to Jeremina.
Yeah.
Ah. And he'll walk off.
The hush puppies are actually surprisingly good. You should have one.
So, at what time is it, Jason? Is this like, are we essentially like going into?
This
Like-
is lunch. We're at lunch.
Yeah,
What
you
is
guys
this
are at
lunch? Jesus
Yes.
fuck.
Yeah.
Lunch. I forgot this was a lunch. Oh my god.
Now, but no, more seriously. Well, I don't want to talk too loud, but so I think what we're gonna be wanting to do until we get contacted by Jacques, which by the way, I am seeing Jacques later tonight, so his knows what I mean.
We all know what you mean.
Olin doesn't know what she means.
Yeah.
Thank
And
God.
Olin won't know what I mean. We are sparing Olin from knowing what I mean.
Olin will probably hear what you mean later, but anyways, continue.
No.
Oh, God.
Now,
Oh
so-
no! He probably will hear it, huh?
Now, what we're gonna be wanting to do is, I think we should head. So we'll be seeing Jacques. So if we don't get messaged by Jacques, then I'll be there, and then I can talk to him. But we should go down and talk to. You said his name, Hellman.
Yes, 1 second. Fucking hell.
No,
Hamlin.
No,
Hamlin. He worked at Distant Shores.
We should go talk to his boss, and I have his boss written here. I just cannot read the name.
I don't have his boss written down, I don't think. Let me double check.
I thought.
Uh,
Nope, I may not have written it.
no, we didn't get the name of his boss.
Oh, nope, Johannes, manager. I'm smart. I wrote it down.
That is correct. I can confirm that is true.
Yep, so we're gonna be wanting to talk to Johan, or Johan, I don't care. We're gonna be wanting to talk to the manager. We also want to be wanting to get an update on his mom, his point of contact.
I thought they didn't know where his mom was.
Stacy's mom.
No, they've been. She was a point of contact, and they've tried to contact her, but she hasn't returned any attempts at contact.
That would make sense.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
That's. But we should go down and talk to him, and continue down that line. Just get a
Are you
profile.
okay to walk right now?
Yeah, I'm okay to walk.
You've had many drinks.
I've had more drinks than done a full contact sport shortly after. That is not a euphemism.
God, why does Olin have to be oblivious
So-
when he's so fucking like has amnesia? God damn it. Yo-
So, did we
Ugh.
also want to talk to Van Thamper at some point about what's going to happen? Especially, we should try and find her today if tomorrow's headline is going to look anything like it is.
You've got someone big we can talk to talk to Thelmira, right? You represent that lady.
Yes, Lady Silvershield.
So we can talk to her, and she can help us get in contact with Thelmira, because I'm assuming someone who's running for Grand Duke. One moment. Someone who's running for Grand Duke can't we can't just walk in and say
Mhm.
howdy.
Wouldn't it be obvious that it was us though that said, like sort of like let it slip? Like if we went through Silka's.
And we were purposely barred from the evidence room while Zodge conducted his own little investigation, and he is implicitly implicating Madame Van Thamper, or Lady Van Thamper. I don't know what her noma is.
Also,
So, even if it...
someone
Hmm?
go on.
Even if
I was going to
it's,
say, so even if it
law.
was... Even if Zodge did here, what is he going to do?
Make our lives hell?
Oh, he's already doing that.
Yeah,
Make them more hell than they are now?
can't do that. Literally cannot do that. He would be doing me a favor if he went out and shot me in the street. But the thing is that he printed out the newspaper, which means someone had to write the article, someone had to edit the article, someone had to, well, also get the idea for the article, but that was Zodge. Then someone had to print it out, and someone had to look it over one last time. That's 5 people who could have read it.
At least 5.
But if we go through the Lady Silverhand, he
Shield.
does know that. Well, I guess if
Why are you iffy about this, Marty?
I don't like getting in trouble. And
We were implicated into investigating a crime. I think we're already doing things of that nature.
I don't know. I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
This entire thing is trouble, Marty.
More trouble. But I see what you mean. It is important to let her know. I'm just trying to figure out a way we could do it anonymously. If I had it up in time, I could have gotten a recording of him, but I didn't want him to ask me what I was doing.
That's alright. Let's see. So, distant shores is an option. We are going to have to go... We'd have to go to Lady Silvershield now and see if she'd be able to let us know where Van Thamper is, if she's even able to. And would we still want... That might take up most of our day. So distant shores might have to happen tomorrow.
I'm alright with that. Lady Silvershield can't wait. Distant shores can.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise that I will be sobered up in time for a very nice meeting with a noble woman.
Oh, Silkes, if Jeremina is going over to Jacques to the House of Gond tonight, are you going to be okay by yourself tonight?
Oh, yes. I've walked dangerous streets by myself.
Okay.
Do you want accompaniment?
No, I have EV3. But I did bring some after everyone kind of worrying yesterday, I did bring some equipment to sort of like set up a sort of security alarm if you want me to sort of put that around your room for you.
Certainly. That sounds lovely.
Alright. Reminds me at the end of the night.
You know what's great about this thing I figured out about myself after dedicating my life to the pursuits that I have? There's this great trick. Now clerics can do it, but they've got to get they've got to get judged by somebody. But me, on the other hand, and I'm going to put a hand on myself and cast Lay on Hands to remove the drunk effect, remove the poison from me, and I can do that, and I'm fine. I can use lay on hands to remove status effect like poison or disease.
Olin
or
wants
whatever.
to insight check
Forgot
this.
that it could do. I forgot that I could. I remember that it could do disease. I couldn't remember it did poison, but I forgot it did.
At this current moment, Joseph will swing by, his arm hooking around you and placing down a drink that is kind of pink, has ice in it, and has like 2 cherries floating on the top, and then we'll walk away.
Olin is very surprised of how you became sober all of a sudden.
He's like, whoa!
Mm-hmm. What is this shit?
That was cool. But wait, was that magic? It was like so
I'd
instantaneous.
assume so.
I don't think so.
Maybe she just believes in herself that much.
So, after we finish, we go to... What would do? Fuck.
After we're finished, we're going to go to the Silver Shield estate, and I'm going to see if Lady Silver Shield is willing to help us with this.
Okay.
I've been meaning to ask about... Well, I did, actually. I asked about it last session. So,
Then
I'll let her know that information.
Then we finish our lunch and then we go. Excuse me.
Jeremina, the next show is starting.
Oh, good grief. Alright.
Damn you, Beauty.
Oh look, it's Jonathan. It's Jonathan. He good too. He talks to me sometimes.
Once again, the large hook will fall from the ceiling, with the performer bearing the standard attire of the Splurge and Sturgeon. The show will go on, as it were, and it would appear as though the theme of this particular pseudo dance, pseudo cabaret number is that of a deep sea fishing trip. And you see the performer casting a fake line with a fishing pole that he rode down with off the side of the stage, and then slowly over the course of a very intense amount of fighting the fishing rod, eventually a second dancer is pulled onto the stage via this sort of tugging performance, and it eventually concludes. But yes, it is a fishing themed semi burlesque number.
So in last session, and I have this in my notes, it said that during the dancing numbers is when they revealed the assets underneath the Wellermans, like they were,
Yes.
very deliberate.
Yes.
So can I get a description of what their attire looked like?
Okay, well,
underneath?
the guy who was pulled onto stage was not wearing the outfit. That's important to know. So the assets came pre-disclosed, but over the course of that wrangling of the other dancer from off the stage, you would see sort of straps get snapped and things like that, and the wellies worked themselves down. Was kind of the point of the whole fishing deal.
Wellermans.
I will not apologize.
Nor should you have to.
But speaking with my background in guild artisan,
my God.
specifically as a
Sure.
fashion designer, what was the construct of the garment? Like what type of material? What were they wearing underneath?
Okay, so not much on the underneath point. There was not much left to the imagination, but everything still was covered up. Presumably because Baldur's Gate is, like that. But what you would notice is that they do seem to be crafted out of lighter materials than actual fisherman's gear would be crafted out of. And you also notice over the course of the performance that the buckles and things like that have been modified with easier release snaps that they probably either had to have custom commissioned or paid a pretty penny from someone who designs that type of thing, because there's some sort of very intricate wires and things like that inside of snap connectors. So like the overall lighter, and there was specialty designed hardware to facilitate the removal.
Fascinating.
Which is like actually a true thing about burlesque costumes that I just know because I'm married to my wife.
As a guild artisan specializing in tinkering,
Sure.
how was the fishing hook mechanized, or was it?
It was probably a standard like pulley system designed to offset weight, so it would be easier for like a backstage crew to raise and lower it manually, but it's gone through enough pulleys to offset the weight of the hook and the performer on the hook. It's definitely a manual pulley. You could almost hear like the tick 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 as it came up and down.
That was it.
Okay.
There's a lot of good work in here. I'm not actually surprised. I genuinely think performances like these need to be praised as an artwork.
You probably re-oil their pulley system.
Staring directly into the camera.
Burlesque is art.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Shirley Temple to go. Give me 1 second. Marty, do you got a funnel?
No, maybe if you give me a couple minutes, I can fashion one.
I don't really want to wait a couple of minutes. Okay, 1 second. Just gonna. Nobody look at me. I get weird when I. God. Alright, I'm good. Let's go.
Right.
All right. Where are you guys headed?
Silver Shield Estate.
So, tell me about Lady Silver Shield, Sulkez.
No.
Why?
Because I know what is going to happen the moment you see her. So I'm gonna let you figure it out for yourself.
So now my interest has peaked.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've opened up a dangerous thing for me to pursue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see the game we're playing.
When we leave the building, can I see if I see that cloak or anybody watching us again?
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
Oh, also I do tip. I leave behind a silver.
Okay.
Fuck.
So, Joseph would inform you all that while he appreciates the tip and will certainly keep it, your tab was covered by Captain Zaj.
Aww. I should have ordered more drinks.
So, Olin, as you sort of look around and you look at about, sort of the same level that you saw the cloaked figure at before, being deeper into Baldur's Gate now, there's sort of more levels than there is in Little Kalimshan, with the exception of the minaret.
Yeah.
And you sort of look around and it is a little overwhelming. You're pretty sure that you don't see anything, but you can't be sure.
Okay. Then he'll just wait for the group and then follow behind him.
Sure thing.
To the estate.
To the estate. So, you guys are making your way
Downtown.
Walking
fast.
Fast and I'm homebound.
All right, so there's a little area to cover in between where you guys are at and the Silver Shield Estate. The Silver Shield Estate is really, really deep in sort of the area of the map that eventually gets close to the River Shianthar. And it's up against the wall, but particularly, and you can tell as you approach it, a very bolstered portion of the wall. The guards out front will certainly stop you and say, Hello there. What can we do for you?
I'm seeking an audience with Lady Silvershield. I am Silkez Osmond, and I'm here with my party to inquire about a couple of things.
One moment, and you see him step to the side and sort of like check what looks to be a logbook of some kind, and will eventually come to a name in the book, tap it twice with his finger, and come back out and say, "Very well. We'll let the staff know that you're here and alert the lady."
Thank you very much.
So you guys make your way to this large, the large estate that is Silvershield Manor, walking up to this sort of grand yard, which not many properties of this size in Baldur's Gate have. And as you approach the door, you hear it click, and a well-dressed, middle-aged gentleman gets the door for you, beckoning you into a large room with a sort of center funnel staircase and a grand painting of a heroic-looking figure in plate armor, which I think most of you would know to be older Ravenguard. And as you all enter, the butler shuts the door behind you and says, "The lady will be right with you," and excuses himself.
Yes,
I'll
that's
paint
who
you
she
for
was
you.
betrothed to.
Oh, was? Oh, that's so sad. Must be really long. God. Still must be so lonely. While he's off, probably dead. By herself. In this big mansion.
There's a lot of rooms.
Olin is just
A
gonna
lot
find a
of
place to
rooms.
sit. That's all.
There are some benches in the entryway, as well as a standard rich people table with a thing right inside the entryway.
I know what you're talking about.
What's the thing?
Yeah.
It's usually
Wait,
a
is
fake
the thing
plant
a flower, a really like weird
statue.
free-form piece of wood, or a crystal?
Roll a d4 for me.
Ooh.
Did the on the 4 roll
Let's
again.
roll. 2.
It would appear to be a weird abstract wooden sculpture. The last time you were here, it was a crystal.
Looking on the space, does Evie recognize any of her handiwork?
Evie or Marty?
Yeah, Evie or Marty.
Marty, sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Evie's become sentient. They're
Yeah,
making their
Evie's
own
sentient
stuff.
now.
No, I made the mistake because I have another character named Evander who also goes by Evie, so it's my fault.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
that's
funny.
okay.
That's all.
No, I know. A 4.
A 4? No, in fact, you find especially given the grandeur of this particular estate, you find the lack of clocks, not with a Z, with an S. You find the lack of clocks kind of odd, actually, because you have certainly delivered timepieces to manors like this, and oftentimes many of them will put them in prominent places where they can be seen because they are seen as a form of opulence or wealth, to specifically smaller timepieces because the work that goes into them is finer. So you actually kind of think it's weird that in this entryway there is not much in the way of clocks with an S.
Or with a Z.
Now that would check out.
Clock is already upstairs.
No,
Yeah,
it must be
man.
just devastating not having anybody to share the burden. You know, I'm familiar with marital loss like that.
Yeah, except hers was unplanned.
Holy
Mine
shit.
was also. That stung, Silkez. Not gonna lie, that stung. But you know what? You deserve credit. That hit. Yeah, I guess it was unplanned. Ooh. I'm still gonna go for it.
Yes, I
Olin's
know.
gonna grab the raven feather off of his short sword and just start talking to him Barovian.
You seeing this shit?
Your son's talking in tongues again.
He's your son, too.
What the fuck?
You're the one who called him your son. I didn't even do that.
No,
I don't remember me doing that.
she didn't. She
that
didn't
was
know. Out of character, she didn't say that Olin was her son. She just said she's gonna fuck Olin's dad. She's trying to become a stepmom here. Okay.
Oh man, I could have used that. I could have used that. Fuck.
Regretties.
It'll come up again, 100%.
It is at this moment that at the top of the stairs, wearing a emerald green dress that is way too formal for this particular occasion, Lady Silvershield appears. She's an older lady, and sort of her hair pulled back in this particular instance, not particularly well kept, and she is dabbing under her eyes with with what appears to be a handkerchief of some kind, and she'll say, "Oh, Silkes, you came back. Who are your friends?" And then she'll descend the stairs.
Oh, this is the party that I was telling you about, the one that got conscripted into an investigation with. This is Marty. This is Olin. And this is Jeremina.
Hi, pleasure.
It's nice to meet all of you. What is it that I can do for you?
Well, before anything else, I want to tell you what I was able to discover recently. Supposedly something had been happening. There were whispers among the refugees outside the camp, particularly because they've seen, or said to have seen, Fabius Krieg on the ramparts of Baldur's Gate. And supposedly Older was going to meet him.
You see her start to well up. Do you think that means that he's here? That he's come back with Fabius Krieg?
I can't say. If they're still seeing Fabius Krieg on the ramparts, then either Older's still searching for him, or Older might be somewhere.
Well,
He might be.
I would imagine it would be very easy to find Fabius Krieg, given he's the High Overseer of Eltergard. He, they could have traveled back together.
They could have. We haven't tried to meet with Fabius, though.
Lady Silvershield, is it okay if I interrupt?
Oh, feel free, feel free.
I understand that Older Ravengard went to Elturel, right?
Yes.
The Elf Song Tavern has a new song that seems to talk about Elturel. If you'd like, at a later time, I can take you to go listen to it.
Is it dangerous?
No, not at all. But I'll be there. And
I would also
well equipped
recommend dressing down.
I can also take care of your wardrobe. I'm a seamstress. I designed this fit. Do you like it?
Oh, yes, it's quite charming.
Thank you. I can make something for you too if you'd like.
Oh, I have quite a number. I wouldn't want to take up your time. I've quite a number of seamstresses on staff.
Well, I certainly won't push, but I've got a lot. I got plenty of time. But Silkes, I'm sure you have more to discuss.
So, not a problem. I always love seeing you socialize, Jeremina. As it is, there has been some information that recently came to light and we are trying to meet with Madame Thampa. Do you know where she is, or if there's any way we can meet her?
Oh. She's one of the dukes. I know that as much. Older used to work with her all the time. Uh, she's a stern woman, but nice. I can't bemoan her success. She was a street beggar when she started out. But given that she's had to put so much effort into getting where she is, she's very hard to schedule a meeting with. Trust me, I've tried several times in the past couple weeks, given Alder's absence. Um, I do know that she has two sons, and I believe one of them runs a business. Um, Unfortunately, out of the lower quarter of the city, lending money or something like that.
Oh, I
Loan,
thought you were
a
about to say
loan.
the docks.
No, no. Well, let me see. Um, I, if I'm honest, I'm not too familiar with where he operates. Just simply the fact that that's Thelmara had mentioned that he runs a money lending business. I'm just not sure where. Um,
Okay. That's very good information either way.
I. Go ahead.
what's that?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. I forgot you were looking something up.
Oh no, I've quite finished looking something up. She shoves her notes under her bustle.
Puts them back in.
I don't see them have any clocks. Is there a reason for that?
I had them all taken out.
Oh,
I couldn't deal with being faced with the amount of time that was passing with Older being missing.
that's reasonable.
And I spend so much time here. So,
I understand. You just kind of wish time would stop.
or go faster if he's going to come back.
Oh goodness.
You
Lady
mentioned-
Silvershield. Oh,
No, please.
do you know anything? Do you have any information at all about the cult of the Dead Three?
Nothing outside. They've been a problem for quite a long time. There's
That they have.
was an incident regarding them or many years ago. I was much younger than I am now. Ravaged the city. For what
Yeah,
reason, I'm not sure.
we heard there was an initial cult problem that ravaged the city, and then it went away, and now there's
Yes,
another one.
yes. The words that I heard whispered in my circles was that when the cult rose up last time, they were looking for someone, I guess, and this time around, they're just worshiping that curse, which is over now. I don't understand why they're still going.
Maybe they found what they were looking for.
The first time, you think?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Could be. Do you think they're behind the curse? Maybe, perhaps. But why would they end it?
Maybe it's not so much that they ended it, it's that it was ended, and despite it ending, they still found what they needed, and so they're continuing to do what they need to do in order to make it happen. Whatever it is, so I'm not sure. You were saying, Jeremina?
Oh, you mentioned Thelmira had two sons, Lady Silvershield. Is that right?
Yes, I only know of the other one because she's mentioned him.
Okay.
Their names. Give me a moment. Let's see if I can remember them. which she's also going to roll a history check because she knows a lot of.
And don't push yourself, Lady Silvershield.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, her two sons are Amric. Amric runs the money loaning business. And then she's also mentioned and she'll sort of stroke her chin, and then we'll say, it was 3 sons.
Three.
I think, and she'll sort of like she's now like very much in the territory of she seems to be second guessing herself, and this I actually have to look up.
Oh, Amrik.
Yeah,
Travis
it's
might-
Amrik, Amric.
Please message Sylph. Please message
I am
Sylph.
right now.
Wait, what's happening?
Oh,
Amric is the nickname one of Syl's characters calls one of mine. It's
Oh,
like
no.
a pet name
Yeah.
situation.
Oh no. Okay.
only
let me-
difference is the K.
Okay. Okay. There's 3.
3 sons. Mm-hmm.
3 sons. She's mentioned to me. It's Amric. There's Thirstwell. Thurstwell. You see, I've never seen him. Only mentioned he's quite sick all of the time.
Oh, poor thing.
And then the other one's name escapes me. But I don't think he would be in town anymore.
Okay.
He went north to Neverwinter years ago.
Night, Dad.
Good night, Dad.
Night, Dad!
We needed an emote like that.
Yeah.
I still say that should be the one emote we add.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most consistent thing in all our streams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking howling.
Yeah. 3 sons. One of them's Amwell. One of them is Amric. One of them is Thurstwell.
I gotta spend some time and figure out Olin, and write a story before his amnesia.
Where did they run off to?
Jason
I think
probably
because
went to get
Dad
more.
is.
Jason probably went to get more alcohol.
That's fair. Get a beverage.
Small break, y'all. We're still here though.
Yeah. Oh, we did hit our 100th follower.
Yo!
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the
Thank
follow.
you, Rarest Tuna and Rebel Zephyr, for the 2 follows to get us to 100 tonight.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
boy.
Appreciate the support.
Oh, don't forget to every new follower, you get to give an inspiration to someone random. So if you want to either message in chat.
That's the problem. I don't know if Jason allows inspirations.
What's up?
Are followers still allowed to give inspirations in your campaign?
Yes, followers, and so the way it works is you are only allowed to you're not allowed to save them up. It's the session it happens. If you get inspiration from the chat or a follow, you use it that session. If it doesn't happen that session, it goes away for next session.
Okay.
Good to know.
Dope. All right, I've got one. Nice. I've got an inspiration.
You'll do.
Oh, my dad said good night, everybody.
No.
Good night.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
My still his favorite. No.
Yeah. No, he name dropped you today. We were getting on
Really?
his case for being late, and he was like, "Well, Mark wouldn't talk to me like this."
Yes.
Oh my god.
So,
Wow.
Damn.
um,
I can't believe he knows names.
so we,
I'm like the least
yeah,
talkative person too.
Oh, did we go to
I
break?
was
Are we
playing
on break?
No,
with
no, it just
Oh,
came
yeah.
up.
Oh, okay. Do you guys? Well, do you guys want to finish the scene and then go to break and then we can bullshit?
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Sure.
All right. Did you guys get that about the three sons?
Yeah, three sons,
Yes.
third son went to Neverwinter, supposedly.
Yep.
Um. All right. What a pair of names.
Amric and Thirstwell.
Thank you.
Which both
Thank
of
you
those
so
are in the
much.
book. That's Chris Perkins. That ain't me. That's Chris Perkins.
Thank you again, Lady Silverfield.
It's not a problem. If you have any more questions that you think I could help with, I'm always here.
Is there anything I can help you with? I am under your care, actually.
I would be quite interested if you could look into this business with Fabius Krieg. If it's true, it could mean that Ulder is back in Baldur's Gate, though I don't know why he wouldn't have come to see me.
Mhm. Well, I will look into that.
And
You have my word.
Thank you.
Jeremina?
Lady Silvershield, you don't have any upcoming engagements or any of the sorts.
She'll look contemplatively and then sort of down at the floor and will say, I would expect that I would be expected to attend the ceremony swearing in the next Grand Duke should the election happen.
And I'm sure that ain't for a couple of more days, right?
I think the current timetable is about 2 weeks.
Alright, well, how about this? And Germina's going to extend her hands to take Lady Silvershield's, but she's not going to, like, insist on it if it's a major faux pas.
She will only extend a single hand in return.
Okay, Germina will take it, very delicately and very, like, chivalric, like... and she's like, I think it would be good of us, good for me and good for you, if you could spare some time in the upcoming days, and we can dress down, hit up the Elf Song Tavern, and you can listen to the El Terrell tale if it's still going on. And if not, you had a good time outside of your estate.
She will nod and say, let's do that. Yes. Could be good.
I think so too. Here's my business card. You only need to give me an hour heads up if there's ever a time convenient for you. But otherwise, I'll send you a post for a good time when I figure something out.
Lovely. I'll make sure I keep some times available.
Thank you. And she'll slip the card into her hand, give it a 2-hand squeeze, and then step back.
Okay.
And Marty will sort of like turn to Jeremy and Zulka and say, and will stage whisper, are we still telling her about Zaj's plan?
That's why I asked. That's why I asked if we could get an audience with Van Thamper. But if she can't get an audience with Van Thamper, then there's no reason to tell her.
Well, she might have a better chance of running into him running into her than we would, right?
Well, I think the person that's going to have the biggest chance of running, sorry, the person that's going to have the best chance of running into her is the loan shark. And I need to get out of debt anyways, so 2 birds, 1 stone. 1 bird, 2 stones.
All right. Figured I'd ask.
Again, thank you, Lady Silvershield. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you, you as well. Again, if you need anything, I'm here. I can help to the best of my ability.
All right. Shall we?
Enchante.
Right, and with that, you all exit the Silver Shield estate. And where is your next destination before we cut to break?
Are we gonna go to the loan shark, or are we gonna go to? Well, actually, is the distant shores and the money lending that's in the lower quarter, are they near each other, or are they at separate ends?
So, you guys would know based on your understanding of the map that the maximum, like based on that description, the maximum that they could be away from each other is probably like 12 blocks. So they're close, but it may be a bit of a hike. So like if you're like concerned about timing or things like that, I would say that the maximum time you might spend walking to get from one place to the other would be like an hour and a half.
Okay.
And that's like
so-
that's like not pushing it. That's like just jaunty walks.
Jauntily going along.
Yeah.
So should we try and find this money lending business?
I think so.
Could give me something to do.
Ah, you've been keeping an eye out, right, Olin?
Yes, of course.
Thank you for that.
Question.
Was that a
for you,
perception
Owen.
check?
Yes.
Where did you see the cloaked figure?
What was the last place we were before the?
So
The
you saw them at you saw whoever was watching you along the walls surrounding Little Kalimshan.
In Little Kalimshan.
Where in Little Kalimshan?
Outside the tent. I think.
No, it was outside
No,
the outside the Sword Academy on the walls.
The Sword Academy.
Okay. Because... yeah, maybe it was nothing then.
Okay. Okay.
Let's-
We good? Real quick.
Mhm.
All right. We will be right back. We're gonna take a break. Fill up your drinks, and we will see you guys soon. Hey everyone, we are back. Took a little bit of a long break, but we about to do some fun stuff. You know, money sharks.
And, by fun stuff, of course, Mark means that it would appear as though the group is looking to go seek out Amric, the son of Thilmera Van Thamper, a prominent political figure here inside of Baldur's Gate who supposedly runs a money lending business down in sort of the lower quarter of the city, which the lower quarter of the city is a area of the city which most people consider to include Eastway and Brampton, the two areas along the primary docks that service the city. With that being said, you guys know of a couple locations inside of what would sort of be considered this lower quarter. Did you have any particular area you wanted to start looking, or places that you were interested in approaching while trying to ID where Amric's money lending service might be?
Before we get to that, I wanted to ask a question.
Sure thing.
Given that Marty is 50-something years old, does she remember anything of the first series of murders that the cult was associated with?
She can roll a history check.
That she can. Oh, come on. Too many no whammies. 12.
So the last time that the cult was active was
You mentioned last session 9 years ago. I made Risa give us a hard number.
yeah, that sounds right. Was about 9 years ago, that though there has been resurgences through the years. So you would remember the 9 years ago resurgence. There is also a resurgence about 23 years ago. And effectively, each time the cult pops up, a lot of people are harmed. People stay home. People avoid being out. But there wasn't anything distinct enough from last time, or even the time before that, that you'd be able to really put your thumb down on as marking what's happening now as distinct, outside the fact that it's happening after the death curse, and most people have been attributing the cult's resurgence to their worship or regard for the death curse.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. Yep, I was just curious, but thank you.
Yep, no worries. With that
Now,
being said,
know?
oh, go ahead.
Now, you know who would likely know about a loan shark? A moneylender?
Your lawyer?
Someone who sells drugs.
Probably.
Or a real estate agency?
No, I'm pretty sure it's an under the table. I don't know. When somebody says money lendering, I think of the, kneecap, Rocky type of deal.
Who's Rocky?
Oh, good God! All right,
like
it's a story from the
Larkin,
Dales. I'll have to talk about it later. No, it's just a move and play.
I've never heard of that before.
Okay.
Really? I thought it would have been a story from the steps.
Boo!
Now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the tea shop ain't here in the lower quarter, but let me double check over my little notepad.
I don't remember where that is, or I've been there before. I don't have it written. It's somewhere in my notes.
Just give me one moment.
So, what kind of shop should we be looking for, or what kind of person in an alleyway should we be looking for?
So the area of Eastway and Brampton is it is the manufacturing, receiving, sending. It is basically where all business in Baldur's Gate is done because it is directly linked to the area where um, ships are moored and ships come and go from. You also all would know, based on some discussion you all had with Captain Zodge, that refugees from Chult are also being held in this area versus refugees from Eltergard. Those who are coming in by ship, there's like a whole separate area and holding processing facility in this area for those particular people.
Hmm.
Well, go on.
As a purveyor of teas, does Marty remember where Jopelin's tea shop is?
Marty can make a history
Yuck.
with advantage since you have previously established that you are a
God.
keeper.
13.
13. So you would know that Joplins is located inside of Eastway. It is a relatively inconspicuous spot. Most people that you know that also enjoy tea, generally speaking, stay away from it, as it's pretty well known to just be a front.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh my god, that's where Nine Fingers Keen.
Which is that's what Jeremy was talking about. Well, if you're looking for Nine Fingers Keen, she, I think Rosa said that she runs out of Jopelin's tea shop,
Mm-hmm.
which is just over on
Alright.
Eastway.
Awesome. 8 birds, 4 stones. We have to go confront Nine Fingers about owing Rilsa money. No, I'm real keen on Rilsa, so I do want to make sure that that gets point across. And then we can just ask her if she knows where Amber runs her business. His business. And then if that don't work, I mean, Johannes probably knows.
Yes, that was going to be my other one. Is if we do end up going to distant shores, they'll probably know, being, trading business for the most part. I think that's pretty
Sounds
good.
So Kiz, not necessarily right now, but you think before we go in to confront Nine Fingers Key, you could give me some words of encouragement? Not right now, just when we go in, before we go in.
Yes, I could do that.
Alright. Tell me I'm big, strong, and scary, or whatever.
Okay, so you guys are seeking out
could do that.
Joplins?
Yes.
All right. So making your way into Eastway, you are struck by sort of the architectural difference as you sort of cross around the bay, Baldur's Bay, as it were, and you see sort of the decay sort of begin to set into buildings. Things out here are a little less maintained as, say, Lady Silvershield's estate, or even the three old kegs. Eventually, perhaps after asking directions a couple times, if nobody has ever been there, you eventually come upon Joplin's Tea Shop. It is a tiny single window storefront under what looks to be a apartment style building that goes up about 3 floors. Um, the sign out front is essentially a white and blue. It looks like a teapot, but you can clearly see the paint peeling away. And it's very clearly a carved wooden teapot. It is not so fancy as to have hung a actual teapot out. In the window, you can see a number of different leaves and different scenting agents and things like that drying. Um, the sign on the door says open.
Okay. Alright, so Kiz, some words for me?
You've got this. And I'm gonna hit that.
All right, so we are going in for two things. Rilsa needs her money, and we need to know where Amric does his business. All right, are we ready?
Oh, and also I need to get a Neverwinter fog while we're here. They're famous for it.
We'll see if. Okay, yeah, I can do that. All right, everyone, unified front. Um, we're all good.
We are all good.
Jermina will adjust her clothes, taking off her purple gauzy overcoat so that it's just her white tank top and black slacks. And you can see a sort of not distinctly big, bulging mass kind of hidden behind her shirt and under her curls. And she'll walk in.
All right. As you all walk into Jopelin's tea shop, spearheaded by Jeremina, you find that there is a beautiful smelling incense burning on the interior. Most of the furniture here is it's clamored together. There's no uniformity to it. One of the chairs is, one of the tables is what looks to be like a rope spool from down off the dock. But nevertheless, it appears very charming. There is a single counter which has no one behind it, which has a secondary sign welcoming you into Jopelin's tea shop. There is a array of teas which appear to be bagged in mesh pouches to take home, arrayed on the back of the arrayed on the back behind the counter there, and off to the right of that counter there is a small beaded curtain, and as you enter, ding, a bell rings out, warning the proprietor of your entrance, and there is a few moments, and then you hear a small faint voice. I'll be right there, no rush.
Take your time. Marty, you like tea, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you said Neverwinter Fog. I don't know what that is. You take a look at that tease. Let me know if anything catches your eye. All right, and don't try to pick favorites. I want to know if any catch your eye. So, do you want any teas?
Yes, actually.
Okay, go ahead and take a gander.
Actually,
Olin, do you want any teas?
No.
So pick out a tea, and you too, Marty, for Olin, so that I want him to have something nice too.
actually,
Understood.
looking over the menu, does anything sort of like suspicious sort of stand out? Like there isn't like a sight brew or anything like that?
Go ahead and give me a second. I'll just say go ahead and make a check utilizing your proficiency bonus. Since this is something you are clearly proficient in, but doesn't necessarily have a translatable skill, I will say go ahead and just use your proficiency bonus.
Okie dokie. Could I offer a intelligence check maybe with proficiency? Or actually,
Yeah, I don't.
my cooking
I don't-
skill.
Oh, cooking skill? That's perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
There we go. I'll call that. So R 1d20 plus my intelligence 3 plus 2, so 5. 21! Ah, God.
All right.
Bless.
So as you glance across the rows of teas that are on offer here, you spot your Neverwinter Fog, and also some teas that you think that you recognize just by name, like they're popular brews. Maybe you certainly haven't purchased them here, but there doesn't really appear to be anything out of touch. Like you either you can either tell by the name or know the brew to the way that nothing behind the counter is illicit.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah. And as you make that assessment, scanning across, eventually the beaded curtain is pushed back, and a little hunched over woman with tiny spectacles and her bun pulled back into a very, very tight, sort of white, like cinnamon bun looking thing, uh, will show up and say, "Welcome to Jobelin's Tea House. Uh, are you sipping in or sipping out?" And she'll sort of motion at the tables and the.
Um, looks like we're mostly browsing to sip out. My companions here are gonna make their selection. Are you aren't Nine Key, are you? I think you're a little bit too good looking for that.
You see her sort of, and she'll say, "I'm sorry."
Sorry, was it my accent?
I'm just not sure what you're asking.
Oh, I just want to know if she's in.
Um, with what business?
Uh,
Maiden statue
something.
murders.
Maiden statue murders. Um, sh- she's got information that we need. We're
Uh,
investigating it.
Mr. Sullivan told us that if we needed any information pertaining to the Maiden statue murders, that Nine Fingers would be able to give us some headway into it.
Oh, I see. And you hear the door lock behind you,
Oh, good God.
and she's holding her hands like this, and as she unfolds them, one of her pinkies disappears, a la a minor illusion, but otherwise nothing else changed. I, I was wondering when Detective O'Sullivan would get back.
Um, we can still order tea, right?
Oh, of
Like that's
course.
something we.
Of course.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to get my priorities straight. Have y'all made your selection?
Yes, I found a very lovely silver needle jasmine here.
Okay, so Silver Needle Jasmine, Neverwinter Fog, but
A
I'm gonna get
character
Olin
I see,
a blue shadow.
and I was going to suggest a character I see.
okay.
She'll sort of turn around and push her glasses further up on her face, and will sort of go around. So, what, aside from good tea, what is it that brings you down here?
We were wondering if you knew where Amric ran his money London business.
You hear her snort.
Oh,
She's bagging
that's
things up.
what's the snort for? He not good at it.
Certainly doesn't spend much time at it. And she'll then toss the tea onto the counter.
All right, and how much will that be?
She'll sort of wave her hands and say, "I think we'll call this friends and family discount."
Thank you.
All right. And she'll reach into her money purse and set down like 6 copper, um, just to cover for your time.
Oh, thank you.
How is it?
Of course.
Oh, she's handing you guys bagged tea for you guys to brew yourself.
Oh, cool.
Not actual tea, because you guys said that you were going to sip out.
Yeah, we're sipping out.
Or Jeremina did, anyway.
Oh, okay.
She's more than willing to brew you something, but that would also tether you here for some time, if you feel comfortable.
So we got to go talk to Amric. What we really want to do is talk to Valmira, but getting an audience with her is looking real nigh to impossible. And getting an audience with her is not something we feel like we can afford to wait on.
Well, I'm certainly not someone you could speak to about getting an audience with a duke, that is for certain. But if you did want to seek out her son, you could probably find him at Low Lantern, assuming he was actually in the office. But his assistant, Kashara, may know where he is.
Alright.
What's her name?
Kashara.
Kashara.
So Kashara.
Alright.
Oh, and if you happen to hear from Detective O'Sullivan again, I'm quite vexed as to why there is illegal site dealers running their supply out of the back of the Water Queen's house.
Hold on a second.
See.
Sulkaz looks at Olin and says, "So, we might have to get you a sea wife."
Get me a what?
We might have to get him an arranged marriage with a Triton or a sea elf. I forgot what
Tritons.
Triton.
Oh no, that was literally Olin in Elvish yelling back, "What?"
Well, it's not like it is not ideal, but
What? Why?
there's illegal site dealers near that house apparently.
Okay, and why does that have to do with me getting a wife?
What was her name?
Ren.
Rin. Because Rin's parents work out of that place, and if we need any more information, we might have to go there at some point. And her parents were interested in getting you a Triton wife.
He starts swearing in a language no one understands, and then goes, "No, those old ladies, no, no, not happening."
I don't know what Sulkaz is saying, but I agree with him. So you should do that. Unless it's bad.
No,
I
I
was
will.
just-
I no want marriage. No.
You know,
That's good.
The Water Queen's house might be related to the house that Rin's parents go to. There's a potential that if we want any more information, Olin might have to be bait. Pardon my phrasing.
We will talk about this later when we don't have an audience. But I do see where your head's at, and we can make it work.
She waves her
Hang on,
four-fingered
please.
hand at you.
I'm sorry about that intrusion. We be doing that a lot.
That's quite all right. I would imagine if you're working with James, you're all quite busy.
We heard that you might have a knowledge of where the cult is operating out of.
You see, like, a smile curl around her face. And she'll say, I do. I certainly wouldn't be interested in passing that information, especially after I was so generous with the information regarding Amric that until my sight dealer problem solved.
Jesus.
Yeah, we can do that. It
Sorry,
certainly
Olin.
seems like, yeah. Olin, don't worry, I got you covered. Yeah,
No.
we can probably do that. I have Olin. We we are not having this argument in front of an audience.
No argument.
We will be talking. We will be talking about this later.
You think?
So, there's another little issue at hand that I just wanted to inform you of. Would you say it's been about a minute, Jason, that we've been talking?
Yeah, I would say that that's probably fair, at least. In fact,
I'm going to use words of terror as he's going to bring up this next subject.
oh boy, reading things.
Oh, were you about to kill an old lady?
Jesus. That spell is mean.
That was not a spell. It's an ability that
Yeah,
Oh.
ability.
whisper bards have.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus.
Okay.
Hopefully no
What
one
is your
interrupts
what
you.
is your what is your spell save DC?
Mother of the fuck.
It is at the top of the
It is
first
10
page.
plus charisma.
Yeah.
So,
It's right underneath your armor class.
right underneath the AC.
Yep. It should be like it says like
DC
13 or
13.
whatever. Yeah.
DC 13.
And then in small letters it says your DC.
Ooh. Natural 20.
Ouch.
She seemed
Been hit
she
before.
seems dissuaded dissuaded or unafraid of whatever approach you were taking to try to box her in. She seems like she's dealt with some very unscrupulous types and is used to this kind of
Well, she's a drug dealer with 9 fingers. I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure she's
Uh,
experienced this.
So, but also like she's 80, so like there's also this question of like, why has anybody just killed her? So apparently she's terrifying, I guess. But anyways, yeah, you seem to be unable to see any change in her demeanor.
Understandable. So we can take care of the, or at least look into the sight dealer problem and find out how to take care of that. Are you aware you owe someone money?
Oh, you must be talking about Rilsa.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks I owe her money. Has she given you any sort of contract or terms?
How much does she think you owe her? Yeah, how much does she think you owe her?
I would say that she thinks that I owe her 200 gold pieces. But I wouldn't say that I do.
What's preventing you from paying the 200 gold?
Well, we had a very specific contract for the sale of tea in her shop, and performance wasn't met, so I didn't pay the housing fee.
Uh-huh.
So she was trying to set up shop, and then she wasn't pleased with she wasn't pleased with everything.
So what she's basically saying is that Rilsa was going to sell tea, and then the contract fell apart because either she is claiming that there is something that Rilsa did that violated the terms of the contract. Therefore, she doesn't want to pay.
I have, since the time I moved in here, I have dealt with Rilsa, and I can say unscrupulous, not above some forms of manners, but I like to make the world a better place. So why don't we settle on this? We help each other, pat each other on the back, you just pay half. And I tell her to go shove it on the other half. That way, all three of us are happy. And Baldur's Gate becomes a little less hostile.
Deal with my site dealer problem, and we have a deal.
All right, and you just made it a little bit sweeter for me. All right.
We get that in writing.
Oh, well, certainly. Let me find my pad. And she'll go to the back and rustle around for a bit and come out with a big parchment pad. And will draft the terms of a contract, of which I will actually write and send to you guys for next session. And she will slide it over to you guys and say, I know you have business with Amric, so you can read it over and take some time.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. So that is, we'll get information about cult entrances, and you will pay 100 gold if we handle your site dealer problem.
That is what I'm offering.
And you will also pay. Yeah. Oh, you already said that. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
All right.
Well,
We'll read it over. We'll be back tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
She'll sort of smile and say, I checked with Rilsa too. I imagine she might have input.
Obviously, that was in the plan.
Well, enjoy your tea. And she waves her hand, and you hear the door unlock.
All right, thank you. Be safe.
The beaded curtain is
Also, if you want any
closed.
tailor work done, I'm just gonna leave my card right here on the counter.
There is actually a bowl filled with business cards where you could drop your business card and be entered to win a gift certificate.
Yeah, I'm obviously putting that in.
You will produce a business card and do the same.
We are not competing against each other.
Listen, I've heard wonderful things about this London fog. This Neverwinter fog. I am not missing out.
Yeah, and you just got it.
Yes, but if it's really good, I want more.
Well, then you can come back here and get more.
Okay.
We'll go halfsies if either of us win.
Sounds good. Perfect. Mario was about to go pick her stuff out, but then Jeremy said that, and she immediately perked up. It was like, oh yeah, sure.
All right. So we've got that contract.
Out of character, my brain, when she, the way that Nine Fingers Keen is acting, my brain thought of the TikTok. When I was in the 3rd grade, people treated me like a criminal because I killed somebody.
Because I killed somebody.
That was the thing. I was like, how am I going to fucking obviously I've got this whole swath of characters. There's a whole bunch of things going on. How do I make Nine Fingers Keen stand out? Make her a old lady Scarface. The end. That's it.
Also, OOC, low key, double check and see if she has some feet.
Oh, she does have feet. Yes.
Okay.
She does not, however, have a
sure
pinky on her right hand.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a hag in Baldur's Gate would have a better time literally anywhere else except a tea shop.
See, I think it's the
Selling
perfect cover.
drugs.
You're brewing stuff, and you everyone's like, "Ah, yeah, it's a tea shop." No, I.
Also, what if Footless Hags is just the Chultan variant because of the rules that were set upon by Obteo?
I mean, that's
Yeah, it's
Oh, I was thinking
yeah,
of-
it's only in Chult because the reason hags have no feet is because Ubteo said that no extraplanar creature shall walk on my land, so they go with
cool.
hovering.
Yeah. I love that.
Pretty.
Now, okay, so, how old do you think Amric is? I mean, he's always got to be above age to be running a money lending business.
Really, the way
and
you
he
want to
sounds
go?
like he's
Someone running a money lending business?
To be fair, it sounds
Circus.
like he's been with worse.
Look, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to have standards. Like, please.
I last had standards when I was 17, so a bit late on the money for that.
I mean, it does sound like she was with Draxel. Which no offense to Draxel,
no,
I'm sure he was nice.
Yeah.
no, he wasn't. He wasn't nice. He actually really stingy too. Gorgeous bed though. Have you goose, feather down, silk,
Sounds
all of it.
Seen his bed, yes.
It's 8,000 thread count.
I
You
don't
could
think that's physically
you can
possible.
take his sheet and pull it through the eye of a needle. That was perfect. Kind of miss him.
Call my ex.
Do you have Sendin?
No, you are not
Circus?
calling Jiaxel. Just stop. Stop.
Okay.
I mean, if you get sending stone to him, I shouldn't think about this.
No.
Well, I'm
Stop.
sure. I mean, he's got his boat. He could be here pretty soon.
Oh my god.
Mina, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, well, we're walking as we're talking. So we gotta go to a low lantern. He's probably not there, but we're gonna go talk to Kashara, his assistant, who will
Yes.
know, who will
Yeah,
lead us to him.
Well, we
we're
could
in
tell
the loading
Kashara.
screen right now.
Maybe
This is
she's able to get in contact with him.
Oh, that's good.
Alright, finally. To the low lantern.
Lantern.
all right. You all, through either your collective knowledge of Baldur's Gate or asking the random passerby for directions, find your way to Low Lantern. Low Lantern is a themed establishment, as all establishments are in Baldur's Gate.
It's Baldur's Gate.
And the particular theme of this establishment, you find your way down to the docks, and it is a ship which has had a dock built around it. The ship is now dry docked. It almost appears to have like a, due to the structure around it, almost a unearthly quality. It's lifted a little bit off of the water due to the fact that there is a structure supporting it. So the boats that are further down on the dock appear lower than it. It appears to be a vessel with two levels other side the deck. So there's the deck a level below that, and then a level below that. And the ship has been modified so people can walk up to sort of the corner of where the street meets the dock, and there's a rise up to a sort of nautical inspired door with a pane glass window and iron bands running across it. From the interior, you can hear what sounds to be sort of nautical inspired music that sounds live. It does not sound like the pre-recorded songs of the Elf Song Tap.
Let's all stick close together. Specifically, let's all stick close to Evie.
Wow.
Because this place ain't great. That is
It
so
looks-
cute. Does it just do that every time? Anyways.
That's like it does respond that way. It is programmed to respond that way. You know, you have acknowledgement that it heard you.
That's so cute.
EV3 defense mode.
Burp.
It's like frogs when they get into defense mode. You ever seen a frog rear up for a fight? Oh, that's darling. Anyways,
Like it eventually.
Place
Okay,
does look
let's go
very,
in.
very sketchy. Let's go.
All right, as you all toss open the door, there is a brief brr in the music, and the staff behind the bar turns to face the door you've walked through, and they say, "Ahoy! Welcome aboard!" And then the music starts again. In on the interior of the bar, you are now on, so not the deck of the ship, so not the top, but that first level. So you are technically under deck as far as the ship is concerned. Um, the entirety of this level of the ship has been gutted, and it has been turned into a tavern with all different sorts of nautical trappings to sort of entice people in. As you look around, you can tell that the people that are drinking here are certainly workers on the dock. You see fishermen, sailors, all different sorts of people who work in the shipping and receiving of goods. There's no particular person or people that stand out to you on this particular level. The staff is wearing what is effectively kind of campy pirate colors. Oh, and behind the bar is this massive map, which looks, for those of you who are well skilled in geography, to be pretty good, of the entirety of the Sword Coast, and it includes Chult.
Cool.
Impressive.
Do you think this is a sit yourself type of a oh wait, no, we gotta go talk to so we're gonna approach the bar and we're gonna go, hi, is Amric here? Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
Alright,
Sounds good to
alright,
me.
okay. So we're gonna walk together, uniformed approach. Alright, all of us in stride. Walk,
Mhm.
strut, walking.
Olin
Hi!
is literally taking his
Uh,
time.
Silkes has taken the rose back so it looks like a brooch on his lapel again.
Okay.
Hi!
Hey, welcome to the Low Lantern Tavern. How can I be serving you today?
Is Amric here?
Oh, Emmerich, I don't know if he necessarily be in, but you can go down to the second floor and see him in his office if he is.
Alright, thanks. Do you know if his assistant is here?
Hey, Kashara always be here.
Alright, and will she be nearby?
I
Like, is she in
don't.
the same kind of area?
She fills in for him when he's not.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And, what's her name?
My name be Davy Jones.
And he points at a
Oh.
name tag.
Like, for real?
No, not for real. What does it look like?
God, I don't know. I've never been to Baldur's Gate. Jesus, give me a break. Sorry, Lathander, give me a break.
Davy Jones!
And he looks away.
Hey, gal. I think I hate it here. Well, what about y'all?
This just seems kind of normal.
I almost think the alcohol here would be good, but I know for a fact it's probably watered down. I'm sorry, Olin. Okay, let's go down to the
Well,
second floor.
it would be watered down for us. We're not exactly common clientele.
All right, let's walk. My heels are sticking to the floor.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, you all descend down to the second level of Low Lantern. Inside the second level of Low Lantern, very similar clientele to the top level of Low Lantern. Well, not the top level. The deck would be the top. But down here there are card tables and things like that. There appears to be more recreation that occurs in this lower area. And as you sort of come down the stairs, you can see off into the back. There's a wall that has been built that you can tell is distinct from the wood that once made up the ship that is now this bar. And you can see money lending services titled on the corner of this door. So it looks as though there has been an office fashioned for the purposes of loaning money here, which, given the card tables and things like that on this floor, does seem a bit unscrupulous, as though this may be loaning money to gamblers. But nevertheless, there does appear to be an office here.
Awesome. All right, we just keep walking. Don't make eye contact with anybody at all. Do not make eye. We are walking forward. Walk forward like you got business.
I have short legs. You guys move fast.
I always look like I have business.
Oh, you have very long legs. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're walking up. Okay, we're gonna knock. I'm gonna knock on the money lending services.
You hear a voice from inside say, "Come in."
Open the door. Usher everybody in.
All right, as you open the door itself had a frosted plane of diamond patterned glass across it. You couldn't see through it. You could tell that there was light on the other side. As you toss it open, you do see that the light was being cast by a lantern, and you see a fairly tall, well-built woman working a ledger. She has red hair that is parted into two very large braids on either side of her neck, and she will look up at all of you and say, "I get the feeling you're not here to gamble."
Not classically,
No.
no.
Then
So, because
why
I'm passing this one on to you.
are you here?
We have some information that we need to share with Omric concerning his myrrh.
Oh. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, beans.
Sure, how bad can it be?
How bad can it be? Pretty bad.
No!
12.
Can I
she'll-
give you my inspiration?
Yep,
If you like.
that's how inspirations work. So if you want to, you can
Passed.
certainly do that.
14.
You know what?
I mean, it's better. She'll look up and say, "He's not in right now. I'm sorry. You'd be better off checking. I'm not sure, but come back."
Would it be possible to give you the information and have you relay it to him? Because it is time sensitive, so if you're able to get in contact with him sooner than us, it would be very much appreciated.
You see her sort of like scrunch up her face and then like run her hands back over her hair and say, "Describes time sensitive to me."
Tomorrow morning, there's going to be a newspaper posted implicating Van
Thalmira.
Thalmira.
Yeah.
Implicating Thalmira for neglect and allowing cultists to work in her network.
She stops, goes, like, drying the ink and snaps the ledger close, and then says, you see her think, and it's a long think. And then she says, He went to the Oasis for a show tonight. He's out in Little Calamshan.
Great. That's a hike.
It is, and I don't know if I can necessarily abandon my post here, given I'm supposed to be here while he's there. So if you're very serious about getting him this information, you might need to take it to him yourself.
All right.
When's the show tonight?
She'll like open up a drawer and take out which Marty, you would be able to recognize is a nautical timepiece. So a timepiece which is like intended to be used at sea, so it could be modified based off of star charts and things like that. And she'll, I think 2 or so hours from now, he might have been eating somewhere else and then going there. And then,
All right. Thank you.
What does he look like?
oh, you're putting me on the spot. Got long hair, about down to here, strong nose. Generally dresses in a overcoat, vest, dark tie.
The parallels.
And then at this point she says, "I guess what I'm saying is, third wall break. He looks like Adam Driver."
Oh.
With yeah, the play actor. I forget him.
Oh, I suppose you could say he
Uh,
does look a bit like that.
All right. So, okay, yeah, long shoulder overcoat, vest, dark tie. Yeah, he should stick out.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
especially at the Oasis. It's one of his favorite spots, but I'd say he's one of the few Baldurians, especially associated with higher society, that's let into Little Calamshine. He spends a lot of money there.
Thank you.
Not a
I might be in
problem.
contact with you later about money laundering. Do you only money lend to gamblers?
She sort of looks you over and then says, "I don't necessarily think you're the type of clientele that we lend to."
I'll take that as a compliment.
You should. It's not anything other than that. This is a purely don't lend money from us.
Thank you. I assumed. All right.
What? Oh, she was just gonna say what gave it away.
Okay. It looks like we gotta go all the way to the fucking Oasis. I'm so tired of walking.
Your thighs do look great, though.
You can't see my thighs. I'm wearing slacks. And they are chafing. It just all of the friction has eaten through the lotion I put on. There's so much walking.
Do you want baby powder?
No, I got baby powder in my bag. I'm so sad. And none of you were strong. Evie
What?
might be able to carry me. Never mind. I'm not complaining no more.
Marty has offered to let you be carried by EV3.
No. But do I want to be that woman?
The gun show they're giving you.
I do like that. How tall is EV3?
6'9".
Oh, 6'9". You know what? Yeah, I can be carried by that. All right. Move over.
EV3 will go out of their way to first offer you a piggyback. Be like, and then if you don't go for that, we'll then turn around and be like cradle style.
Yeah, she'll go for cradle style. Piggyback requires too much muscle work on her part.
Fair enough.
She's using EV3 as a fainting couch.
It does have that mode. It does have that mode.
This is insane. Anyways, Kashara, it was very nice to speak with you. We'll be back to talk later at a certain date. My name's Jeremina. If you're ever needing anything, I'm available. I can make time.
From your elevated position in EV3's arms, you extend the business card And Kashara looks up at it. And as you let it go, it goes down onto the desk, and she says, I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
Oh, Ashara. Do you know anything about the Water Queen's house?
It's a place of worship for those who worship or fear Umberly.
Oh yeah, I'm a big.
Love Umberly.
I know.
Really the best.
That, when I was younger, people like to call me Umberly, not in a nice way.
That seems like a bad idea.
Are you aware of its location at all? This is my final question.
Oh, I'm checking my map, not a problem, and then correlating it with my map of a different sector of the city.
She's looking up at the map on the wall.
Yeah, I know it's I know it's in the steeps, but it's down near the water. There's not much down there. Yeah, given that there's no actual trade or anything that runs out of the steeps.
It's in the steeps?
The steeps, yes. Which you would know that the steeps is just south of the wide. It's like the area that attaches to the wide that is adjacent to the water. I can send you guys a map of the
Yes, please.
districts, so you guys are aware of what I'm talking about.
That'd be very helpful. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not bumping in that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Not a problem, and I hope you find Amric. Given it seems like the information you have is pressing for his mother. She's going through a lot with the election and everything right now.
Do you know her?
Yes, we know. That's why we need the information, but you have a lovely night, Kashara.
You guys too.
All right. Onwards.
All right. Are you guys trying? What are you guys trying to do?
I think we should go talk to the doc, Johannes, while we're here. Minimize our time here, but we're gonna have to talk quick and book it to Little Kalimshan.
I can tell you guys pretty conclusively that you guys would probably be able to infer that Distant Shores is closed at this particular time.
Okay.
It's getting later. Like maybe they run late hours, but you wouldn't feel comfortable taking them.
Yeah. All right, then I guess it looks like we're just booking it to the Oasis.
2 shows in a night.
2 shows in a night.
Oh,
Once we're telling Amric our business and we've got that all set, I might have to dip to make sure I meet up with Jacques.
If we could
All
just
right.
bar hop
All
it,
right.
not in a fun way.
literally. Okay, so you guys make your way through Baldur's Gate. The day is coming to a close. You can see people going home from their jobs and home from their businesses. You are able to exit through the gate, showing your credentials to the Flaming Fist guards, allowing you out to walk the road past the refugee encampment to Little Kalimshan, the minaret in the center beckoning you in. As you arrive, you do notice that there is a line outside of the oasis that is being filtered in for the purposes of the show. And it would appear as though Rilsa is shut down for the night. There is a big closed sign in both Calshite as well as Common, stuck in the front of her business. And as you look around, it appears as though Little Kalimshan is basically shut down. The two tents that you guys saw passing out food and aid and things like that have closed down for the night. All of the accoutrements to pass out food and things like that to the Eltgardian refugees has been pulled in for the night. And as you enter, you see sort of almost the back end of the line filtering in to the oasis.
Do we see Fantasy Adam Driver anywhere in that line?
No, it would appear that the people that you are able to see in the line all appear to be local to Little Kalimshan, who look nothing like Fantasy.
We'd never wish that upon them.
Yeah.
Fuck. Should we get tickets?
I guess we have to.
Yeah, there's really no other choice.
Oh, great. Alright. Marty will get in line.
All right. As you get in line, you are slowly beckoned inside, and as you go through the first door, you see there standing the swordmaster, dressed a little more finely, acting as the bouncer in this particular case, who says, "Oh, my friends, indeed, yes." But he does not allow you to linger, sort of forcing you inside because the show is about to begin. The theater itself is unlike theaters in Baldur's Gate, for those of you who may have been there. It is one large chamber that is a flat room, and it has a upper balcony, which is also that one is cantilevered to make sure that everyone gets a good view. But for those on the first floor, everything is arranged into almost like little sitting areas, with blankets, rugs, pillows, things like that, laid out for each group of people to share and enjoy in the experience. You see a large stage framed by beautiful woodwork, and you see the iconic palm tree of the opening of the oasis in the background. And there doesn't seem to be any rules with regards to seating. It just seems as though a group can grab whichever seating is appropriate to them. Do you guys have a particular place where you would like to sit?
I love the idea of just lounging.
I know, right? It's great.
Do we want chairs, or are we alright with staying on the floor?
Well, do we see our Amric?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Specifically, when I say we, I mean Olin, baby. Olin, I'm up here.
Yes.
I'll help you keep an eye out for him, Olin.
Yeah, can you take a look around and see if we see Amric?
Okay.
And of course, by we, I mean you.
Okay.
I'm helping.
EV3, could you look out for the description we got earlier?
Go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage, Olin, or both you and Silkez can roll a perception check, your choice.
Wat do you want, Silkez?
Sia this fight.
Should I worry about rolling for EV3, or is that like a backup kind of thing?
I'm going to go off passive for EV3 unless something specifically happens, in which case I'll prompt you to roll.
I believe in you, Olin. Roll with advantage.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
He rolled a
Olin, there is
5 and a 3.
there is a lot of people in this space. Like,
too much.
a lot of people.
It's too much.
And sorting out the features that you were described, even though they are very distinct from a lot of the people in here, you're having a very hard.
Hold on, I'm just gonna try something really quick.
You can go
Sure.
fuck yourself, Silkez.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Olin is not doing good in the material
R.I.P..
plane. Honestly, I think
Clearly.
all of these rolls are just because he is not good in the material plane.
Thankfully,
Oh.
EV3 has a passive perception of 14, so maybe we'll get lucky.
So,
I have a passive perception of 15.
actually,
so-
yeah, everybody give me their passives before we go into this.
17.
15.
Am I just?
Wait,
Yeah.
why did I roll?
Character
Jeremy
study.
believes in you. Where did you want our passives, Jason?
Just tell him to me. There's a certain number that I'm looking for.
Okay. 12 for Marty, 14 for EV3.
Okay, I heard Olin was 15.
I'm 15. Olin is 13.
I'm 13.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. With that, where are you guys looking to sit as you enter? Olin, you're not able to pick the face out of the crowd.
He's just
Um,
gonna sit with his back to a wall if they get a chair like that, because he is not comfortable right now.
Yeah, Jermina wants to lounge. So she definitely wants like a rug area. Like, I think she would go for like a little further back, like, okay, the middle to the stage, and then like a row back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is everybody amicable to that for a seating arrangement?
Olin is definitely like sitting near the back. Definitely not in the middle of the crowd.
Okay, so you guys are spreading out.
Olin is. They don't have to.
Okay.
I would say also close to like not quite to the edge of the lounge area, but almost there. So basically, if any shit happens, he can easily go in or leave.
Okay. Sure thing. What about everybody else? Literally any patron would ask you, Marty, to have your steel defender stand in the back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. EV3, go join Olin. Jeremy.
Well, can I get let down?
Yes. Let Evie. Please let her down.
Oh God! Yeah.
Oh goodness. Sorry.
Not your fault.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's
I'm
no
gonna
bother.
go sit over here.
Yep, I'll join you.
Okay.
EV3 will march to the back.
Mhm. Also, EV3, listen to anything that Olin, Silkes, or Jeremina say.
Okay. And with that, as you guys get settled, a brief amount of time will elapse and the lights will dim. And out steps the MC. And the MC is wearing this long, flowy robe, which Jeremina, you would be able to very quickly identify has some sort of either rhinestone or glimmer, or some sort of like it is a whole outfit that is just sparkling in this light that is very directly pointed at them on the stage. And they say, "Hello and welcome, my darlings. Welcome to the Oasis. Do we have a show for you tonight? Have you heard that there is a important election coming up in Baldur's Gate? And with that, we have quite the important performance tonight to inform your votes going forward into this election." And then they'll stop and sort of tuck their chin and say, "Oh, who am I kidding? None of you are getting a vote anyways." And with that, I'd like to welcome our first performance, and sort of wave their hand and drag themselves off of stage, almost pulling the performance or pulling the next performer on with them, that they seem to sort of almost give into it. And as they come out, it is a person dressed in this dark black robe with flames rising up, and basically they are wearing a knight's helmet, and they go ahead, and all of their moves, their dance performance is very combative. There's punches, there's kicks as they're slowly tossing their robe to the side, and you see as they toss their robe to the side, there is a Flaming Fist logo, but it's very clearly turned upside down on the tabard underneath. And they're going through the motions of slowly removing everything with not that much left at the end, except for the helmet and coverings. And as they make their way off, the host returns and says, "Ha! Duke Dillard Porter, everyone. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? We love this. Yes, yes. Oh, and don't worry. We have other your other candidates who you will get to vote for at the end of all of this. And I know that we have some special observers in the audience who may have biased votes. And if you do, I'd like you to know that your vote doesn't count and fuck you." And they walk off. And the next performer comes out. And it is a person who is in like this stark white wig, which has been like somehow stuck out. Like it looks erratic. And she goes through the process of she's wearing when she comes out from behind the stage, she's wearing this very priestly attire. It looks almost to be, for those of you with proficiency in religion, it looks to be of Lathander. And as the costume is slowly removed, you start seeing dark elements underneath, and the performer sort of tosses these elements away. They're sort of ripping and tearing each individual piece from the costume. And very similar to what you saw earlier at the Splurge and Sturgeon, Jeremina, it's that same snaps, and they're pulling and popping. And when the performance ends, she's wearing what looks to be just a tabard, and on the front, it's sort of just a big black circle. And eventually she takes her bow, and there's raucous applause, and the host once again steps out and says, "Belin Stellmain, everybody. We all know she does something other than just that religious thing she likes to put on in the media. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?" And as she points around, or as the host points around, there's applause. It sort of seems pocketed based on where they're pointing. And then says, "Oh, what's that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that in the walls? My goodness. Seems like we might have a rat in the building." And they sort of go off, and then the next performer comes out with their back to the audience and their arms up, sort of a veil of cloth running around them. And as they toss their arms down, they turn around, and what is revealed is this intricately crafted headpiece, which looks like a rat's face. And as the performer tosses their arms outward like this, there is a shower of fake rats, which are tossed to the side, and the performance goes onwards, and it eventually ends with her utilizing a broom to sweep those rats that she had tossed off the stage. And the host reappears once again and says, "Thamara Van Thamper, everybody. I'm favorite rat catcher. She supposedly came from the streets. But what do you think? Who thinks she had some donors outside of just her own hard work she likes to claim?" That's right. And there's oh, but I think we have one last performance. Everyone's favorite taxmaster, and there's "Oh, Kethir Jasso, everyone." And what follows is a performance featuring a performer who basically just shows up and tosses what looks to be fake paper money at the crowd. And then by the end of their performance, they're dancing around the crowd collecting that money. And eventually they you see the performer sort of take the money they've collected back from the crowd and just sort of stuff it down their outfit and walk off, like counting what's left in their hands. And the host comes out and says, "Oh, well, thank you, everyone, for your appearance here at this performance tonight. We love good political commentary from our entertainers. We love that the fans love it. We love when you come out here to Little Kalimshan. We love when you come to the... Give it up, everyone, for Rizla Real." And he'll sort of point up into the audience, and there's a spotlight change, and Rilsa is there, and you see her sort of give a wave, and most of the crowd gives a rousing round of applause. Says, "I'll take the light back. I'll take the light back." And with that, everyone, I bid you adieu. Please do clean up your space and tip your servers. And they will take a bow, and boom, the lights cut out. And then almost a second later, boom, the lights come back up, and the host is gone.
Pretty fucking good.
What'd you think of that, Marty?
Marty is red-faced, but also like looking a little bit like confused about it. And she says, "We're actually making a clock for the religious one." Okay. Let's see if we can't find Emmerich.
Sounds good.
Silkez finds the two of them and says, "Well, that was very rousing.
Yeah.
I will be honest, I do think my favorite was Stelmane. Just, there was so much creativity in it, and, like, the ending piece was really saying, like, performance-wise, Stelmane was probably my favorite.
I gotta say,
Theming-wise, Jasso.
yeah, Jasso stole it for me. Interactability, I liked that. Also, I've never had to deal with Kathy or Jasso directly, but I did see him once, and he does do that. He does literally do that sort of art. You know what I mean? Like that thing.
Yeah.
Mannerisms
Like,
were, yeah, mannerisms were
point.
disturbing.
Yeah. I need to remember what that engraving was. Yeah, let's go find Olin and EV3 and try to find Emmerich, I think.
Let's keep an eye out. All right, we're on the hunt.
Okay, I will say that you guys can make either one more perception check at advantage, or two perception checks. Two perception checks, one person each. Your choice to look for Amric as the crowd is filtering in.
I say Silkez with advantage because an advantage is basically +2. So.
All right.
But I'm gonna have to head out pretty soon.
25.
25.
Yes.
Okay.
Not 20.
That is okay. So, Silkez, you search the crowd and you do see a face that matches the perception of what you imagine this person to look like, and they appear to be headed for a side door. What are you guys gonna do?
Silkez will point it out, but I found him. He's going for a side door.
Well, looks like we're following him. We don't. Exactly...
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we can't. Okay.
Okay. So as you guys snake your way through the labyrinth that is sort of the stairwells that lead up to the area where you saw Amric, because he was on the upper balcony. You do your best to follow the pathway you think he would have taken, and eventually you find a door, presumably the only door he could have left, at the bottom of a staircase, sort of, that was, marked with an exit sign, being like, oh, stadium seating exit way type deal.
All right. Put EV3 in defensive mode.
You heard her.
All right. Okay. Everyone, hands on their weapons. Let's go
I'll have a
through. Jermina's open the door.
Okay. You open the door, and as you step through, you see a shape move in the shadows, and you hear the air being cut by a sword, and you see a figure with a very heavy looking sword extended out toward you with a single hand, and you slowly are able to see this figure's face, based solely off of the glow coming from these cracks along the sword. And the figure says, "Why are you following Emmerich Van Thamper?" And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
Sounds kind of hot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
For it.
Did we see their face?
Yeah, so you were able to see a lot of their face. She has a scar running across her face. She has very, very tightly curled hair pulled back into a bun. She's very built, wearing armor. It looks as though she has a shield going across her back. Meta-wise, you guys know who this is.
Yeah,
this
we
is
do.
Rhea Mantlemore of the
Okay.
House.
The gays keep winning.
Okay.
The gates keep
Winning.
fucking winning.
All right. On
Can't say that
that,
too much.
on
You say
that note,
still.
you all have a good night, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye. Mwah.
Mwah.